Welcome on Easy Learning. Now I am going to read a chapter from class 11th Rainbow, Bihar Board English, The Three Vows, written by Mulk Raj Anand. Mulk Raj Anand, born in 1906 and died in 2004, internationally known novelist and an art critic, began his career as a writer of fiction in Sabarmati Ashram of Mahatma Gandhi, where he drafted his first novel. The untouchable author of more than 40 books, he was alternatively engaged in teaching, writing and journalism. Anand is known for his innovativeness and originality of approach to the novel form. His important works include Coolies, The Untouchable, and Two Leaves of a Bud. The Three Vows is the first scene of little plays of Mahatma Gandhi, which is again the first part of his big novel, and so he plays his part. Anand here reveals the Mahatma sent politician as an immediate human being of the earthly, with his head raised to the sky. The excerpt also lays emphasis on the importance of following a routine to ensure discipline in life. The Three Vows. The scene is a corner of the veranda of Mahatma Gandhi's cottage in Sabarmati Ashram, Ahmedabad. At both ends of the veranda are small rooms whose doors are open. In a big room behind the veranda, a white woman can be seen typing while an inmate is writing on a ledger. A female is seen spinning by the door of the cottage in the room on the right. Farther away, in the veranda on the right are two secretaries correcting proofs. The sage is seen reclining back on a wooden plank backrest chair, while a small demure woman, Kasturba Gandhi, his wife in a white homespun sari, is plastering his belly with thin mud. The table on the left of Mahatma has books and papers stacked on it. The one on the right has pencils, pens, ink pots, a white pitcher covered with a wet cloth, with 3 brass cups by it. On the right is a burly, brown man, Mahatma Gandhi's secretary, Mahadev Desai, with pen and paper ready to take down whatever the master may say. Krishna Chandra Azad enters. The Mahatma points with his hand to a mat. The visitor sits down cross-legged, somewhat uneasy, as it is difficult to fold his hard corduroy trousers into the lotus seat. Mahatma Gandhi to Kasturba. Acha. Kasturba Gandhi smoothens the Mahatma's belly with a never towel, pats the stomach with light slaps, assembles the mud pack material, heaves his body up and withdraws. Krishna Chandra Azad awkwardly joins his hands to Kasturba, who moves a lever of a bed chair, lifting the back and then walks away. Abashed, the visitor lifts his joined hands to the Mahatma, who raises his right hand in blessing, even as he adjusts the cotton cushion under his neck and sits back in a crouching position. The Mahatma lifts his eyes to the upper part of his bifocal glasses and looks quizzically at the visitor. The glance confuses the guest from the stare gaze of the Mahatma. Gandhi, don't you feel hot in the corduroy suit? K.C. Azad, the only suit I have. I came from London yesterday. Gandhi, even the English sends into alpaca or cotton clothes when they land in Bombay. K.C. Azad, they can afford to go to army and navy stores. Gandhi, anyhow, why do you want to look like a monkey? K.C. Azad, after a studied pause to control himself. Mahatma, you also looked like a monkey when you put on a frock coat, pin-striped trousers and a top hat in London. Gandhi smiling, I don't look like a monkey now. I realized when I came back home from South Africa that are foreign clothes remove us from the people. Also, you can't sit cross-legged in trousers. Go and change into kurta pajama. Mahadev, lend him a pair. Mahadev Desai gets up. He leads Krishna Chandra Azad towards the room on the right of the veranda. Kasturba Gandhi comes out of the big room with 3 small earthen mugs in her left hand and a big earthen mug in her right hand. She pours lassi into one small mug and offers it to her husband. Then she pours the whey into 2 other mugs. She covers them with small terracotta discs. An assistant editor, a wizened old man with thick glasses, comes from the back room with a galley of proof. Assistant editor, Bapu, your editorial notes, there are some mistakes. Gandhi, alert, read them to me. The assistant editor reads in halting English. Gandhi asks for the galley. He scans corrections. Then he corrects the mistakes and hands the galley back. Gandhi, to assistant editor, have some lassi before you go and give me some. The assistant editor pours into an earthen pot and gives it to Mahatma first, then helps himself. Krishna Chandra Azad returns behind Mahadevi Desai. The visitor had rolled up his loose pajama for too big for him, and he walks self-consciously looking at himself, smiling uncomfortably. K.C. Azad, I feel like the poet T.S. Eliot's proof fork who sang, I shall wear my trousers rolled. Gandhi, they say do in Rome as Romans do. You don't find any Englishman wearing a dhoti. They think we are uncivilized. They don't see that in this hot country we have to wear scanty clothes. They wear suits, alpaca suits, if not serge suits, even in the summer months, and big boots. Our babus copy them. K.C. Azad, I read somewhere that Clive took off his jacket, warm stockings and tall boots in the Battle of Plassey. Gandhi, his successors wear evening dress, even in Assam summer heat, to go for dinner in their clubs on the plantations. K.C. Azad, mad dogs and Englishmen. They say, we must admit, they have a sense of humor. They laugh at themselves. We are too serious. Gandhi, maybe you are right. I read Punch every week when I was in London. Yes, they also laugh here, but mostly at the Khansama who burns their toasts, or the dhobi who singes the Mem Sahab's frock. He points to the kitchen with lassi to Mahadev, who serves the visitor and then himself. The Mahatma turns to the visitor. Gandhi, what do you want from me? K.C. Azad, I want to show you my novel. Gandhi, novel? What is it about? Some boy and girl affair. The old man looks up at KCA from the upper part of his spectacles. K.C. Azad, no, it is about your kind of love. Gandhi, what is my kind of love? K.C. Azad, it is about an untouchable, a sweeper boy Bakha. Gandhi, you mean Harijan? We don't use the word untouchable here. Mahadev Desai, Harijan, son of God. Krishna Chandra Azad bows his head in the shame at the fox pass he has made. Gandhi, how can I help you with your novel? I have not read a novel since I was a student in London. Only Tolstoy's Death of Ivan Ilyich. And I have read his autobiography, Childhood, Boyhood, Youth. Also his confession about his sins. K.C. Azad, I have read Tolstoy's War and Peace. Gandhi, I learnt much from Tolstoy. He was a true follower of Jesus. He believed in non-violence. K.C. Azad, he accepted the Christian idea of sin, though he felt tempted always. Gandhi, sin is not only a Christian idea. Our own Shastra consider sex out of marriage to be sin. K.C. Azad changes the subject. K.C. Azad, I want to learn to write as you wrote the story about the sweeper boy Uka. Gandhi, Uka is a real person. He lives in the ashram. He has learnt weaving. No longer a young boy, he has taught us how to clean latrines. Also, he cooks food in the kitchen. K.C. Azad, I would like to become his assistant. I have learnt some cooking as I worked in a restaurant for a living in London, according to your advice, earning while learning. Gandhi, Acha, we will teach you our Gujarati style cooking. You will have to learn to clean the kitchen, washing utensils, and you can show me your novel. But you have to take 3 vows if you want to stay in the ashram. Gandhi stares at K.C. Azad penetratingly from the upper part of his glasses and remains silent. K.C. Azad, what are the 3 vows? Mahadev Desai is seen beaming with a broad smile, as though pleased at the discomfiture of the brown Sahab. Gandhi, you must not look at a woman with desire. K.C. Azad, but my girlfriend paid me my fare. She is in jail in Ireland. I will be dreaming of her at night if I don't think of her during daytime. Gandhi, looking away with an amused smile. Then he turns and says, you can dream of her at night but not think of her during daytime. K.C. Azad, difficult. Gandhi, why is she in jail? K.C. Azad, she was working with Madam Maud Gunny in the Irish freedom movement. The British police accused her of gun running as she came with 2 Irishmen from Liverpool who had a pistol each. Gandhi, they had pistols. She likes violence. K.C. Azad, so the British say. Gandhi, Acha, you can think of her courage in working for Irish freedom to inspire you to work here, but not desire her body. K.C. Azad, confused, amused, silent. I am not sure that one can compartmentalize one's thoughts about a woman. I love her for her beauty, also for her courage. I will be dreaming of her at night if I don't think of her during daytime. Gandhi, Acha, you can dream of her at night, but not think of her during daytime. K.C. Azad, what is the other vow? Gandhi, you must not drink liquor here. K.C. Azad, embarrassed and wiping the sweat off his face. But I am pub crawling in London. We writers write from pub talk. I have never been drunk. Only once when I mixed my drinks in the inner temple. Gandhi, firmly, you may drink in London, but not here. You will find yourself writing without liquor if you become intoxicated with truth. K.C. Azad, third vow. Gandhi, you will have to clean latrines once a week, as we do by turns. K.C. Azad, I have come to learn to be like Uka. I will clean latrines willingly. Gandhi, Mahadev, give him the little guest cottage to stay in there. Mahadev Desai, where is your luggage? K.C. Azad, I left it in the left luggage room at Ahmedabad station. Gandhi, go and fetch it. K.C. Azad, Mahatma Ji, could you ask the watchman at the gate of the ashram not to be angry with visitors, but treat them civilly? Gandhi, oh, Acharya Gorkha, others have also complained. Mahadev, go call him. Mahadev Desai goes out. Gandhi, let me give you Tolstoy's confession. Gandhi gets up, goes into the room on the left side. K.C. Azad looks around at the busy scene. He is tense from the awareness of Mahatma's moral sense. Gandhi, here is the book. It will teach you to forget your girlfriend. K.C. Azad, never. I love her. Gandhi, all passion ends in tragedy. What is your name? K.C. Azad, Krishna Chandra Azad, and I want to live up to that name. As Krishnan, I want to be like the love god. Chandir means moon. Azad because I want to be free and work for India's freedom. So I have adopted Azad as my Nandi plume. I write poems. Gandhi. Your love god was also the guide of Arjun in the Gita. He advised control of the senses and righteousness. Later the Tantrics debased him. Anyhow, show me your novel. Krishna Chandra Azad opens his portfolio, takes out the manuscript with nervous fingers. The Mahatma opens the first page after turning over the title page, reads the first paragraph, then he smiles, looks at Krishna Chandra Azad benignly and says, Gandhi, mockingbird with a vengeance. Such big words. You don't know that Harijans sigh, moan, groan and say a few words. They never talk in such big words. You want to make them into Dr. Johnsons. K.C. Azad humbled. I have been following the method of James Joyce, a stream of consciousness of characters. He has coined a new language with puns, satirical words, joined words, poetic phrases. I thought if I also use big words and make puns, English people will think I have mastered the English language. Gandhi had thought the same in London. Then an English friend, a Quaker, told me to write simply. I began to translate into English from Gujarati. Why don't you write in your own language? K.C. Azad. I have no language. My mother tongue is Punjabi, but the Sarkar has appointed English and Urdu as court languages. Except Bhai Veer Singh and Dhani Ram, few of us write in Punjabi. The only novel writer is Nanak Singh. There are no publisher in Punjabi or Urdu. Even Dr. Muhammad Iqbal writes in Urdu and Persian, not in Punjabi. No one can earn his living as a writer in Punjab. In English, my novel may get published in London. Gandhi, Acha, write in any language that comes to hand, but say what Harijans say and the poor say. Translate their speech literally. Don't use these and those. Above all, you must be sincere, truthful, write of life as it really is. Of the poor, few writers have written about the poor. Only Sarat Babu and Premchand, I hear. K.C. Azad. Mea culpa. If I may use a Latin word, guilty, I will rewrite the whole book. But in a novel, I have to use imagination. Gandhi, talk to Uka and other people. Accept them as your brothers and sisters. I will read your novel after you revise it. Mahadev Desai came back with Acharya Gorkha. Gandhi, what did he say to you, Azad? K.C. Azad, he said, don't enter the ashram. Sit there on the culvert. I asked him, can I have a glass of water? He said, go and get it from that pawn shop. Gandhi, Acharya. Acharya remains silent. Gandhi, answer. Acharya moves his hand affirmatively. Gandhi, Acha, you are too fast for a day and night to cure yourself of your arrogance. We close the door of the ashram against CID, not against everyone who comes to see me. K.C. Azad, I told him I had an appointment to see you at 4 p.m. Acharya, you came at 3 p.m. K.C. Azad, in our villages, guests are welcome at any time. Gandhi, it is different here. Ashram has rules according to my timetable, but he should not have been rude. He will fast. Mahadev explained to Azad the routine of the ashram. Acharya, go. Fast for one day to conquer your bad manners. Mahadev Desai. Gandhiji expects everyone to walk with him at 5 a.m. on the dry bed of the Sabarmati. After ablutions, prayer at 6 past 15 a.m., milk or tea in the canteen at 7 past 30 a.m., work till 12 noon, midday meal at 12 past 30 p.m., siesta from 1:30 to 3 p.m., bath Work at home or kitchen or in garden. Evening prayers at 6:30 p.m. Meal at 7:30 p.m. Lights off at 10 p.m. Mahatma may see you for half an hour twice a week. Sundays you are free to go out. K.C. Azad. Where can I buy kurta pajama? Gandhi. In Khadi Bhandar, not far from the ashram. K.C. Azad joins hands to Gandhi and goes out with Mahadev Desai.